We're gonna be a little bit of the door on this side. Okay. We're good here. It's gonna be a little bit, so I'm gonna raise my boom to give you a little bit more height over this hill edge here. All right, everybody, I'm heading out to one right now. Over in Washington. Sounds like it's a FedEx box truck that put itself in the ditch somehow. So I'm gonna go up there, get them pulled back to the road. They say it's drivable, so it should be no problem at all. Once we get it onto the road, that it should be able to drive off on its own. If not, I'll tow them back to their FedEx center. But either way, we'll see what we're getting into when I get there. See you guys in a moment, and yeah, here we go. Yeah, lately we've been getting so many calls of the big wrecker. At this point, I think this has been one of our best months with this truck so far. Out of about a year of having it, we've just been getting calls at least 2 or 3, or at least 1 every day. Some of the days we've had 2 and 3 calls that we've had to use the big wrecker for, so that's really great. I've been doing a lot of marketing, going out there and just getting the word out that we can do a lot more towing now. So I'm glad that the word's getting around. We're getting a lot busier. So hopefully it just keeps improving, and then maybe soon we'll get another truck for us. But after that one winch out in the Dalles pulled out the other day, I ended up getting a garbage truck up on Mount Hood, towing it back to their lot that broke down. I'll put some pictures here. And but I'm starting to get the hang of that. That's about the max load though for this 16-ton wrecker. I don't know if it could do much bigger than that. That basically pushes it to its limit. So it definitely wouldn't be nice to have a little bit bigger of a truck, but that's with time down the line we'll get one probably. But and either way, from what's happening right now, we're getting a lot busier. I'm just happy to see the growth with this truck now. This is in a pretty bad spot here. I gotta take a look and figure out which way is gonna be best. All right. Hello. There's a pretty steep spot here. Are the wheels broken at all, or is it? Okay. It just got too close and just sunset off. Yeah.
They shouldn't have put this shit here.
Yeah.
Yeah, just shot me right off.
Okay. Alright, let me see here if I think probably the best thing to do is then just get this front end around.
What do you think?
Whew. This is a real steep coming up on this part though. That's the only thing. So we almost have to get this whole front end up and come up straight. I don't want to tip in at all. We should be able to get on there, no problem. Axle's there, spring's good. Looks like the tire's good. He's before the fence. The hood latch knocked off here. The latch's busted, but the tire's still good. Looks like the wheel's still on good. I think what I'll do is I'll hook to this side. Hook to this side spring. Have him put it in drive. And then we're gonna have to get it close to the road. And then I'm gonna have to block the whole road here. Because we're gonna need this almost perfectly straight to get this in the road without it tipping. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get turned around. Come back up this way. All right, yeah, so I'll get turned around here, and then I'm gonna hook to that low side, and then we'll basically try to get the front end pretty much straight, and then I'll have to go to this other side lane, and we'll just pull you straight up over, and I'll just have you put it in drive, and then that way we're gonna just keep it as straight as it can over. It might rub a little bit on this gravel coming over just because it's so long, but we got to get it up anyway. So I'm gonna go turn around and come back up here. Oh man, oh man. Grab this off so I can reach it here. Gotta get that wheel out of the way here. There we go. So it's over the top. And then get this chain here. Hopefully there's no ticks in here. Could we be that lucky? Probably not. Luckily this axle's not actually in the dirt, it's just on this tall grass here, so it's not dug in too bad. And it stopped before it got into the barbed wire, so that's good. There we go. Put there. See here, I might even back up a little bit just so we're at more of an angle. We'll get it started pulling that way. I'll have them turn the wheel too so it wants to come up this way. This way. We'll start pulling it up this way here. Because once it gets close to the side there, it's going to be at an angle, but if I pull up on this side, it'll pull against the angle straight. That's what I want. Should be good. Get the winches in here. All right, there we go. If you want to hop inside there and just, you can put it in drive, but no gas.
Yeah.
That way it wants to come forward. Yeah. I'm just gonna work on getting the front end over here. Oh, there we go.
It does that every time.
Oh, okay. Oh, wrong winch there. Pull this side up. Let's go. If you want to turn the wheel that way. There we go. I don't want to get too much of an angle here. All right. Let's see here. If you want to put it in park now, I think now we're going to be pretty much good for me to get all the way on the other side of the road, and I'll pull it all the way up. All right, so we'll loosen this up. So let's see here. Either way, we're kind of going to be in the way. So I'll get this one up there. Okay. Now it's the tricky part. We're going to have to kind of block this whole road. And I want to be a little bit back because I don't want him to do that rolling motion. Which we're going to be getting close to if we pull him any more this way. I'm going to have to wait till I get a moment here. I'll let the cars pass. He wants to stop, okay? Basically, I want to pull him up and over. I'm gonna back up a little bit back. I'm gonna pull it right up to the edge here. Because we're gonna need as much as we can, and I can give it some height. I just want to make sure that we're not gonna get too much of that tipping action. I'd rather have them straight across than tipping. All right, now that we're in there, we got that line on them, and we got blockers on that side. Let's see here. We don't have any blockers on this side, so we're gonna hold on a second. If I can get this other guy to stop here, he'll be our block. No, he's not gonna stop. All right, let's see here. Sir, if you want to stand on the other side there, and that way they got that whole side all blocked off there.
What's that?
If you want to just stand on the other side there, and then we'll pull up the middle. That way the road's blocked on that side. And there we go. Let's see here. Actually, I got an extra sign I can give him. Oh, sir, I'll give you a sign. Here. I have a stop sign here. Here you go.
All right.
Now you can help me out.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah. All right. You can put it back in drive. I'm just gonna bring you up, and then once we get up to the road, just don't let it roll into me. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see here. We're gonna be a little bit in the door on this side. Okay. We're good here. It's gonna be a little bit, I'm gonna raise my boom to give you a little bit more height. Take over this LS here. We'll give him some height. It's not gonna help him too much, but it's soft gravel here, but we gotta get through that. See here? Shoot. I'm gonna have to get it over that. In the middle. Alright. Let's see here. I gotta get that back end over, so I think now I'm gonna pull up a little more to get you on a little bit on the lesser side. Let's see here. Alright, if you want to turn it off for a second, just leave it in park. And then I'm going to pull up but a little bit on the middle of the lane. That way we'll lessen the angle with the back tires. They're halfway up. There we go. This one's going to be a little tricky. I don't want that bottom to hit too much, but we have to get it up because this one's such a steep angle. I got the front end on, but I got to get that back end over. But I have to watch out. I don't want to get too much over that we start tipping. And so we're at a good point here to where the problem with this is it's so long and narrow, and that edge is so steep. We don't have much room otherwise to get them on here. Let's see, I might have to back up a little bit to...
Where they go in?
Yeah, little by little. Let me see. I might back up a little bit. I gotta get it up to here. Oh, shoot. It wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't blocked in the middle of the road here. I'm just trying to figure out how do I get that. I have to lessen the angle. The only way to do that is instead of a straight pull, you need a little bit sideways, but not too much that it starts going sideways. This is tricky. All right, now that we're at this point, let me just double check here. I still got everything cleared. Everything's clear in there. We're on this gravel center here. I should go up. Having this side's gonna bring it over a little bit, lessen that angle. And then I'll have him steer up the hill. I want him to steer a little bit towards me and up. Okay, so we'll start it up. I'm gonna have you steer like you're going to the back of my truck. And then it's gonna start kind of tipping that way a little bit, but I need it to go that way to ease up on this side. That way we're gonna walk it up. All right, let's see here. There we go. There we go, we're lifting up as high as we can. to clear that center there. There we go. It's going to bring the back tires up. We got to come up over that ledge. There we go. We're over the center here. Need a little bit more up. That's as high as I can get up on here. So we're bringing it up now. Sweet, it's on. Sweet. Let's see here. Bring this boom down. All right, if you want to turn it off, I'm going to crawl under there, just make sure we're not leaking anything. That base frame rubbed the gravel a little bit. I just want to make sure that oil pan or nothing's dripping. Sweet, that came out nicely. As far as I can tell, it's just gravel. So I'm just going to double check that we're not leaking. Okay. Yeah, it looks like we just got some gravel scrapage, but nothing's leaking out of there. Got some oil in the joints there. And just make sure that the front axle is not tweaked or anything. The springs are set there. Springs are still good on there. Nothing shifted on this side because of our pulling. Nope, we look good there. Still nothing leaking. Got a lot of gravel, but that's okay. All right, we actually look really good here. I'm gonna get this chain off here. I just got to take a picture of the unit number and the plate, and then you should be all set. Sweet, get this one out of the way. Oops, almost smashed my bungee cord there. That's good enough for now. When we get back to the shop, I'll reset everything. There we go. All right, I'll grab that sign for you. I just gotta take a couple pictures and we're all set. A couple pictures for the office. Ooh, making a mess. And then we are all good to go here. What? There we go, and then the unit number is up there. All right, I'll just take a picture underneath real quick just to show nothing leaking. All right, you're all set to go there.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, no problem. Have a good day. All right, thank you for holding the sign for me. Sweet, that worked out great. He's gonna sweep up, he said, and we'll get out of here so we're not blocking the road anymore. We got a whole line of cars watching us. Once I get to a better pull off, I'll reset my winch line so we're back even here. Whew, man, we got a whole line of cars sitting here. Luckily, we were able to get that out of there quickly. And we'll get them back on the road. Let's see here. Let's see. I'm just gonna go over here, reset my line there. I'm gonna make sure we're all set. Let's see here. sure that winch line's pulled all the way in so it's not getting caught on anything. PTO on. Control. I push that bar up. Just gonna put it back out level. There we go. And just make sure that this, it can get caught in between there. Like you see, it got caught once before, so I don't want it to be out and then accidentally winch it in or something. That can cause some damage. These trucks are too expensive to hurt. All right, I think we should be set. Make sure I got everything. Bars locked in. Boards, everything's there. And we got our signs. So we should be all set. All right, get the vest off here. All right, we got that one out of there. Talk about stressful, and definitely gets your adrenaline pumping. I mean, I'm blocking I thought it was gonna be on the side road, and it was actually main road, Snowden Road here, which is a really busy country road out here. It's kind of like the main route into the nearest white salmon town. And man, there was a lot of traffic piling up there, so luckily I used the traffic as a block to help slow down the cars. And then I'm not sure if that guy was a friend of the drivers or works for the company, but he was out there as soon as I was, and he was staying on scene the whole time. So I remembered I still had that stop sign for if we had to block a road, so that worked out just perfect. He could help me block that other side, so at least people knew to slow down when they came around that corner. And that ditch is so much steeper than the pictures looked and what we originally were thinking. And because the box truck's so long, I didn't want to pull it sideways through all that rock because it would just dig up so much rock and extra resistance. So I needed to get it either the forward up or backwards. The back of it was into a tree, so that was a no-go. And the front of it, at least we could steer. So since the front of it's up, I wanted to get that front end as straight as possible, because if you get it sideways on that steep of an incline, it has a possibility it could roll over, and you definitely do not want that. So I pulled it up to where it looked like the door was just about to touch the ground, and I don't want to crumple that side in. So the only way to release that is to pull more from the other side, which changes the angle of the weight. That way, instead of pulling it into that one side, it's going to pull a little bit evenly and a little bit more towards the passenger side, which wasn't in the dirt. So pulled it over to that side. That eased the tension onto the ground on the driver's side, and I put the boom as high as I could. That way, as soon as it started digging in, I wanted to lift with the winch to get that box truck off the ground. That way, that oil pan under there, it's not digging into that, it's lifting above it. And so if it has to slide a little bit on the gravel, that's okay, because it has to come out one way or another. That's basically the same way it went in. But this way, we're not doing any damage. And I really wanted to check underneath there before I took off to make sure there's no oil leaking out of there, because if there is oil leaking, that's a no-go. He can't drive from there, and we got to tow it. And he's got a full truck, it sounds like, so he's got a lot of deliveries he needs to do, so they want it back on the road as well. So I checked underneath there. The oil pan on the bottom there, it just had a lot of scraping from the rocks, but there was nothing dripping that I could see. What I'm really concerned with is that big leaks of a hole or something that was punched out by either the gravel or maybe a tree stump we couldn't see, because that's what you really don't want him driving down the road and then the engine blows up because there's no oil. Then you're not really helping him too much. So luckily it came out perfect, no extra damage. He could get back on to finishing his route and the rest of his deliveries, and we're back on to the rest of our scheduled day to see what has to come. And but yeah, I'm just really glad that worked out really well, and another big job for the big wrecker that it worked out perfectly. I don't believe that there was any way our little wrecker could have done that one. Just the angles were all off, and it's a lot more weight than it looks like, especially when it's all loaded up. So luckily we got it out of there. And yeah, anyway guys, you can see I'm pretty pumped up after that one. But anyway guys, see you guys on the next one. Thank you guys for watching. If you guys haven't already, please hit that like button. It helps me out a bunch, helps out the channel. Subscribe if you're new here, or if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. Oh, and don't forget to hit that bell. It'll let you know as soon as I get a new video out. But thanks, guys. I'll let you guys know when I get another one. See ya.